Hey, it's about 6:45 down here and getting ready to head out to St. Louis for the Mark Twain swap meet. Get that right there. There we go. So that's it's right at 2.5 hours. It's in St. Charles, so I gotta go all the way through St. Louis. I think it's right off the interstate though, so that's not bad. But yeah, I'm getting ready to head out. Gonna go straight through up 57, up 64. So I guess I'll see you up there. Well, hello again, everybody. Let's see. It is 6:09 p.m. And that first segment was about 6:30 a.m. So it's about 12 hours later. I got back 5:30. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't take any video while I was up there. I got completely overwhelmed and forgot totally about it. So, like I said, went up to Mark Twain Hobbies in St. Charles, Missouri. Suburb of St. Louis, pretty much, and it's on the other side of the city. 2.5 hours one way, so I've been in the car about 6 hours. You count in, restroom stops and whatnot, and traffic. And it's been a long day, and people, you're crazy going 2.5, driving 6 hours for models, and maybe that's true, but down here in southern Illinois, it's pretty much a model desert. Other than the people you've seen on this channel, I don't know anyone else in this region that builds models. I'm sure there's people, I don't know about them. Other than me and my brother and Carol and, But we had a good time. I met with the Modeling at the Mat's crew. We went and had lunch at JJ's, which if you're ever in St. Charles, JJ's is pretty good. Pretty good prices too, actually, from what I saw on the menu. Not too bad. As far as the swap meet, Mark Twain Hobbies is it's a good store, definitely. There's a lot of stuff in that store. The funniest thing is the guys on the Facebook group, the Modeling to Matt's group, all I've ever heard them talk about is, oh, Mark Twain, it don't have as many models as it used to. And then I go up there and I'm like, wow, this place is fully stocked. I've never seen this many models in one place other than at a show. So I guess it's just a matter of your perspective. Of course, those guys, they live up north and they have a lot greater selection when it comes to stuff like that. If I want anything from any of the Chinese brands or Tamiya or anything, I've got a Hobby Lobby about an hour away from me, and then Chuck's Depot in Marion has some models, but it's mostly trains, so really anything I want, I'd have to order through the mail. So yeah, Carol went with me. She actually bought more stuff than I did. There were quite a few vendors out there at the parking lot. They had a food truck. It was Mexican food. Quite a few vendors and a lot of good prices. For example, ICM 1/32 scale I-16, the little Soviet fighter, from the beginning of the war and right before it. Uh, it goes for about $60, and there were some in the hobby shop for $60, and one of the vendors had one sealed for 15. So that's about what you expect at swap meet prices, show prices. Carol actually got that. She likes that airplane. And there were some guys selling paints. You could get 10 bottles for $5. Stuff like that. A lot of older kits for sure. So if you're looking for an older kit, definitely swap meets and shows are your best bet for that. I'm tired. I've been up all day. But it's enough of me talking about it. Let me go show you what I got. Okay, I'm going to do this on my little writing desk here. Mind the dirty laundry, sorry about that. Grant Martin, part of the group, he was up there selling stuff, wheeling and dealing. Mostly wheeling, less dealing. He was actually giving stuff away, pretty much. But, he had a box of posters like this. Old Air Force posters, you know, stuff you'd find on base and in barracks. He had hundreds of them. He said, go tell everyone, go pick out what you want, take whatever you want. Completely free. So I got a few here. This is a painting, actually. Let me zoom in here so I can turn on the light. There we go. Get that shadow off. This is a Mike Machat, actually. He painted this for the Air Force. And that's the Shamu scheme on the KC-10, and then the Strike Eagle. So this is actually this is before that airplane was in service. This is a conceptual piece, which, you know, the KC-10 just got retired at the end of last year. But I like that one. Ever since I've seen this one online, I've always wanted this one, so I'm glad I got that one. Corsair 2. This is a 2-seat K. I love the Corsair 2. It's my favorite jet airplane, for sure. As you well know. Corsair 2, I like that. Over Arizona. The Air Force scheme. Arizona Air National Guard. And then Space Shuttle, Enterprise. This is the one that never went to space. And this is probably from one of the atmospheric test flights. Enterprise was supposed to be refitted for flight, but they found out that if they refit some random ground article they had, it would have been cheaper. So Enterprise never went, and that ground article, OV-99, became Challenger. So that's posters. Here we go with the kits. I didn't get very many, but what I got quality, I think, over quantity. So first of all, Tamiya Fairy Swordfish. I got this from Mark Twain. I actually got this for brother. He loves this airplane. We were gonna get. He wanted a Fairy Swordfish like last year, and this is a pricey model for sure. He wasn't willing to spend that, so we got the little Airfix one from the 60s, and I think he's working on that. But I got him this. He doesn't know about it yet. Tamiya kit, 48 scale. Photo etch. Folding wings. Complex kit for sure. He'll have to learn to rig it. And he may save that until he thinks he can do it, which I don't blame him. It's an expensive kit. Yeah, there you go. Right there. $76.99. So. And then, so that's for Aaron. For me, I got this from a vendor. This is Dragon. It's marketed as Special Hobby, though, but Dragon T-34 1940. This is a first production variant. It's got the 2-man turret with the L11 76mm gun. This was re-released recently, and it is expensive. But I got this one, $25. So, very excited about that. I like the camouflage, the early war Soviet camouflage. I'd probably do that one, just because I did the graffiti on the KV-1, so I'd probably do it just plain camouflage. And then, the main reason I didn't get more, right here you can see Heller 172 scale Concorde. Now this comes from an Airfix mold, I think. But man, this is my favorite jet airliner. I got this recently in Flight Simulator, and I have been loving it immensely. The model in Microsoft Flight Simulator is great. Very complex and very fast. But it handles great. I play on controller, so that's important to have for an airplane to handle great when you don't have a stick and stuff. So they got this. This came from Mark Twain. And believe it or not, yeah, very pricey. I've never seen Heller in person. This is my first experience with it. I know they're French, and I know they're probably hit and miss. They're like the French Revell or the French Airfix. Actually, they were partnered with Airfix for a while. All the stuff was made in the same factory. But yeah, 151 parts. I'm going to get a bunch of aftermarket for this, I feel like. Big decal sheet. Might do this in Air France. Don't know yet. It's from 2004, so it might not be too bad, actually. I would also like to do, Braniff Airlines would lease these from Dulles to Fort Worth. Subsonic. Flown by Braniff pilots. They had either an Air France or British Airways, whoever the aircraft owner was, crew on board. But they were all flown by Braniff. They were never painted by Braniff. They all just had the paint. But there are concepts of Braniff Concords, and I would like to do that. Or maybe the Pepsi one from the late 90s. That would be cool. Or even just a regular line aircraft, if there's such a thing for Concorde. But yeah, that's actually all. Got some stickers. Modeling with the mats. Thank you for the stickers in the group. And then one of these glass files came from Grant. Little glass file. Now tried it out on a piece of sprue he had, and that's something else. If you don't have any of those, get some of those. So, going on 7 minutes on this cut. So, what to say? Had a fun time. Was a long trip. A lot of road construction. That's what you get for Illinois. If they weren't working on the roads, what would we spend all the money that we don't have on? I digress. But sorry I didn't film anything. Completely got just overwhelmed and sidetracked all at once and forgot. So, yeah. Have a good week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. I'm going to start collecting stuff for this guy. And I'll talk to you next week. Have a good time.